It's got like cement in it, and I don't know what the heck growing in it. Like, I'm surprised it was even pulling air. Yeah, but got another project for the channel. I'll load it up on our trailer. Came over to California to pick it up. But this one's been neglected. It's pretty sad. All the 3-point hitch equipment has been removed, but it's in the back of the truck. PTO does work. It did drive on here on its own power, so that's good. It's a Kubota L3450, which I believe is about a 91, 92. It's been abused. You can see the grill's all smashed in, but I think we can fix it. It runs, doesn't smoke, runs and drives. PTO works. So we are gonna haul it back to the house. Didn't even have to use our winch for this one. Not too many projects do we not have to use the winch for, so. Something beat up, but it's loaded. All right, we're gonna try to make it back across. All right, it's the next day. We didn't get much filming done because we were in a hustle. They were putting in chain controls going over the pass, so we wanted to get back in time with our latest project. Add to the list. This is early 90s Kubota L3450, 4-wheel drive, 4-cylinder diesel, I believe. But you can see the snowing last night, raining and slushing this morning. Can't even see the mountains. Yeah, we made it across. Truck did good, trailer did good. We'll pull it off. It's been abused and neglected, but that's where we come into play. We do have the side panel cover for this. We just took it off because it was a little loose. We didn't want to lose it going down the highway. A little tiny alternator. Didn't leak anything on the trailer, so that's good. She's seen better days, but we'll get her back. So we're not sure what happened. We'll break into her and see, do some maintenance, some repairs, and some upgrades, like always. But all right, so we got the Kubota in the shop now. Jenna's gonna help me. We're gonna do some work to this. We finally got some parts for it. So we have new filters. So we're gonna change engine oil filter, transmission filter, fuel filter, the air filter. We got a flat tire here. So this looks like they replaced this front tire, but they put a tube in it. So we're gonna try to put a valve stem in it and see if it'll hold air that way. And then if we have time, we're gonna flush the cooling system and replace the thermostat. And I think that's just about it. I'll have to see what other parts I bought, but a good thorough tune-up and cleaning. Yeah, let us get a drain plan underneath there, and we'll pull the engine oil plug first, and we'll go from there. All right, we're gonna remove the air filter. That's nice and dirty. I'll have to clean that out. That was not even breathing. All right, so we went ahead and put the new filter next to the old filter. I think there's like fungus growing on the inside too. This thing should breathe a lot better. So this cover feels like it's pretty packed in there, so we separated it. And this is full of dirt as well. That's all dirt in there. So we're gonna get this cleaned up. We'll clean out where the air filter goes, and we'll get the new air filter on. Okay. All right, we're gonna remove the oil filter and We were getting ready to find a wrench for it, but it's not even hand tight. Pretty nasty. We'll just let that drain while we clean the air filter box out, and then carefully clean up that area and put a new filter on. So it doesn't look like it's a Kubota filter. Oh, it is. Kubota. No idea how long it's been on there. They didn't put in any date. Yeah. Maybe we'll cut it open and see what's in there. All right, we got it all cleaned up. Now we're going to put our new oil filter on. Okay. All right, we'll get some drain plugs in there and we'll get some oil in it. Okay, Jenna got the air box all cleaned out, so we're putting on our new air filter. So this thing will actually be able to breathe for once. Comes with a new seal. All right, we'll get the cover on and get it back together. All right, we got the engine oil filter back on, plugs in, and we filled it up with about 2.5 gallons of Rotella T4 1540. And now Jenna's pulling out one of the hydraulic transmission rear differential drain plugs. I think there's 4 or 5 on this. We'll figure it out, but you can see one there that she's working on. And then we have another one that'll be right there, center of the screen. So those are number 17. Takes that out. None of these were tight, so we'll see how it works. Is it coming out, Jenna? Oh yeah, it's getting close. It's hard to get in there though, huh? If you slide your bucket back a little bit more, as long as you're in that hole. There you go. Now, do you get better hand in there? If it makes a mess, it makes a mess. Actually, you know what? I was going to say we could get some cardboard, deflect it, but we'll see what it does. Ooh, there's some nasty stuff. So let's get a piece of cardboard. All right, so Jenna's got both buckets under here draining. All right, I had Jenna remove this whole side cover. There's just a bolt here, and this bolt here, and then you can pivot it out, get you access to your fuel filter. And there's a petcock. This thing did not want to budge, so I sprayed some WD-40 on it, let it sit for a little bit, and then was able to get it worked loose. So now we can turn the fuel off. That should be in the off position. And we'll take that bowl off, and we got a new filter, fuel filter. So I forgot to show you guys part numbers. Here's a part number, Kubota number. Let's focus. So that's part numbers for the fuel filter. I'll get the oil filter part number for you. And then the other thing would be the air filter part number and the hydraulic filter. So we'll get those numbers, put them in the video. But now we're going to try to remove this filter screen. I'll probably blast some brake cleaner to try to loosen up some of this stuff, but it's just filthy. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so unfortunately we weren't able to catch it on video, but we went ahead and swapped out the fuel filter. Now you can see this thing is nasty. It probably has been a long time since it's been changed. You can see in the filter bowl that it's different color. So we had a problem. This petcock is bad, and it's probably never been used. So when we turned it off, it just flowed. So we were just in a hurry. We swapped out. We cleaned the bowl. There was all kinds of gum in the bottom of it. So we cleaned that out real good, and then we got the new filter in there and got it all back together. Because if you look on our floor, we got diesel fuel everywhere. So I didn't anticipate that petcock not working, but we'll know. We'll plan to order, see if there's a rebuild kit or a replacement petcock, and we'll get that on order. And when we change the fuel filter next time, we'll be able to fix that petcock. We'll probably run it down on fuel and go from there. But so yeah, fuel filter's changed. Real easy to do, and it'd be a lot easier if we didn't have to deal with that petcock. I cleaned it up with brake cleaner to get that shiny fuel off, and then now we're gonna keep an eye on it, make sure there's no leaks. So I do have a set of O-rings for in this filter bowl, but we didn't change them because we were in a hurry, and it seems to be holding right now. So we're just gonna get some floor sweep down on the floor, and then we'll continue on.
First.
Yeah. You've been changing in a while, huh?
Yeah.
So that's 4 drain plugs for the transmission transaxle. That's right there is the lowest point, so that's interesting. That's the front drive line. So it's almost like the transfer case. Cool. Yeah, I made a big mess with this tractor. Okay, so we're draining the hydraulic fluid right now. You can see I got this last drain plug draining. There's one there, bottom of where that shaft drive line comes out of. Then that one there is one, so you can drain from there. I went ahead and cleaned the sight glass. You can see it's right there. All right, so here's the transmission filter. That's pretty nasty. Let's take it. Actually, let's see if we can do it right here. That's pretty nasty. All right. Let me drain this oil out and we'll see what's in the tank. Check out the magoo in there. There's chunks floating in there, like slimy chunks. Pretty nasty. We'll get this cleaned out. Got the magnet cleaned up in the bottom spring, so let me clean up this filter bowl. I think I got new O-rings for it, so. Okay guys, so there's like 4 or 5 drain plugs for the hydraulic fluid. You have one here, one back here, so both sides of the rear axle. You have one right there on the bottom where the front drive line comes out of the transmission. Then you have that one there, then that one there. So far, that's as many as I found. I think I got most of it out. And then your hydraulic filter is right here. So you use a wrench down here, it'll unspin. Somebody's used probably pliers or something, and they kinked this up pretty good. This is full of magoo. We cleaned it really good, got the new strainer filter in there. And then what I did is I removed this plug here, and then we filled the hydraulic fluid behind the seat right there. That's where we added the, it calls for 7.5, 8 gallons of hydraulic fluid. So add it there. I guess you could add it here as well. This cap was broken, took that off. Then we had that. The sight glass on the other side is non-functional. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. So, but we can see the fluid in here. Can't seem to get, I was hoping to push the fluid out of this power steering, but we'll play around with that a little bit more. Probably break these lines off, see if it pushes any power steering fluid out, and we'll go from there. All right, so this had a tube in it. It was flat, so I'm using my trailer jack to break the bead, and now I can put in a valve stem right here. So I'm going to clean up the surface and then get the valve stem and see if I can reseat the bead and if it'll hold pressure, because this tube was leaking. So yeah, just using the trailer tongue jack to break the bead. All right, let me get this cleaned up and put a valve stem in. It's snowing right now. Have the battery charger put on. It's been just trying to charge the battery. We got the flat tire fixed. It's holding air. The valve stem in. Seems to be doing good. I had some issues where I broke the bead at to get the valve stem, I didn't have any leakage there once it seated the bead, but I had leakage all around and everything else. So I just saturated it with soap and kept a high about 60 psi in there, and it just seemed to like blast. I don't think they cleaned the rim or the tire bead very good when they put it on. So that seemed to clean it out, and it seated itself. It's been holding for a couple hours now. I cranked it over, fired it up for about 30 seconds, and had it push all this old oil out through here and just let it overflow into my bucket until it came out clear. So that's good. I believe that goes to the steering, but I'm not sure. Filled up this reservoir tank because it was completely empty, and I was wondering if it had a crack in it. Just had some old green antifreeze that I don't use for anything else, so I put some in there, and no leaks, so that's good. We'll do a coolant flush later on, probably when the weather's warmed up and get a little extra time. So that's that. Problem we do have is, so when I picked this up, the guy gave me 3-point hitch parts. So I need the 3-point hitch, but these aren't the right ones. These are about 20 inches from eyelet to eyelet in a straight line, and I believe we should be right around 25 to 27 inches, because these arms only come out to about right there. So that's too close. They should clear the rear tires, if I understand correctly. So these aren't the right ones. Go figure. He probably just had some scrap ones and knew that I was particular about it. So I'm gonna do some searching online tonight. Look for, I need all the linkages, because these little silly upper links, they do not fit over top of these hydraulic levers. So yeah, more reasons. And then I need to find another one of these pins. That's what braces the bottom up in there. So 2 lower arms, 2 vertical arms, and then he's also missing a lever that's supposed to come up right there. So I'm probably gonna have to fabricate something for that. Poor thing's been neglected, tore apart. So I still need to do some wiring. Obviously, you can see the wires are just disconnected. The lights aren't even tight. I don't think they work. Mainly wanted to get it running so we could use it. Right now, I can basically just use it for dragging stuff around. Okay, we're driving at Kubota, and you can hear a noise in that front right hub. I think it might be the portal gears. We're going straight, you don't hear it. Keep right, see if you can hear it. So that sound was actually the lug nuts that were loose on the wheel. So once I fixed the flat tire and got the wheel back on there secured, we didn't have that popping and grinding in the front axle. I still plan on rebuilding the axle, put new seals in it because it is leaking, but I'm waiting on those parts to show up. That'll be a separate video. But now the tractor runs great. That's going to be it for this video. Stay tuned to where we rebuild the front axle with new seals. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.